Gregory Johnson. We have Dan here with us today, and Dan has been in here a total of 7 times now, and he originally came in with a lot of low back pain and pain down in his sacroiliac joint, but he had numbness and tingling down his left leg and into his thigh, and you were doing really a lot better with that up until just this weekend, and then things exacerbated, right?
Yeah.
So sometimes, you know, whenever you have a lumbar spine problem or sacroiliac subluxations and misalignments pinching on the sciatic nerve, you can do things at home or at work that aggravate them, like long-term sitting, long-term standing, lying down wrong, sleeping wrong, sitting wrong. A lot of little things that we do every day add up to the big picture. And so we're going to be treating Dan for an exacerbation of his low back pain and SI joint pain and numbness and tingling in his left leg. So let's take a look at you in the mirror here first, Dan. I'm going to have you flex your head forward and then backwards for me, please. And then neutral, yep. Right now I'm analyzing his posture on 3-dimensional XYZ axes, and he does have some translation in his cervical spine as well as rotation. So it means he's probably sleeping on your side mostly. You still sleeping on your side mostly?
Trying to sleep on my back.
Trying to sleep on your back, yeah. And that's what we recommend mostly, sleeping on your back with your legs elevated, just like I do whenever I do this decompression adjustment. But he's got some rotation in his sacroiliac joints and pelvis as well. So first thing we're going to do is decompress him. So let's go ahead and lay you on your back here. There we go. How about those Astros last night? Yeah, how about those Astros last night up in New York?
Now heading up to play Kansas City.
3-zip, yeah, and then they'll be here on Sunday.
Yep.
There we go. Be nice to have the World Series game here too, huh?
Yeah, be exciting.
Yeah. So H-Town's now being called Hustle Town. So we bring the legs up parallel with the floor, and this is the way I recommend you sleep, with a couple big couch pillows under here, propping your legs up. And as you've seen before, we do pre and post reflexes. So there we go. Okay. Oh yeah, good job. Feel that one all the way down?
Oh yeah.
Okay, good. There we go, good. Okay. There's post ones, and they're better. Okay. Okay, I got you. Let it go. That's it. Perfect.
Ooh.
Good job. Well, you needed that today.
Yes.
And you said you felt like you were kind of hunched over today, huh?
Yep.
Yeah, that's that compressed feeling, so we just decompressed everything, and that'll help straighten that out. Okay, so let's roll over here on your tummy next. I'm going to have you put your face right down in there for me, please, sir. So checking his leg length, his right leg is short by 1/2 inch. Now when I bring his legs up, if his pelvis raises up and his legs get even or longer, which they are, is that tightening up in your lower back right there?
Yeah, it is.
Yep. So that's called a positive Knockless test, and then his leg got even, so that's a positive Deerfield test on the right, which indicates the sacroiliac subluxation. His leg's not anatomically shorter, it's functionally shorter because of the misalignment in his pelvis here. That old song about the ankle bone connected to the knee bone connected to the hip bone is really true. There we go. So that's his right SI joint. Now I'm adjusting his sacrum in the center, straight superior to inferior. And you notice we use the drop table. This is a biophysics technique, as well as Thompson technique. And then L5, we're dropping straight superior, or straight posterior to anterior in the Z-axis. There's L4. There's L3, that's probably the most tender. And L2 there as well. And then L1. Okay, I'm going to put your head down just a little bit more. There you go. Excellent. Perfect. Good job. Yep. Okay, now just let it all relax. Okay, so I think I got one more right here. Yep, there it was. Okay, this is one of those hurt so good things. Putting direct, steady pressure right down in the quadratus lumborum, multifidus, and erector spinae muscles as they attach from the lumbar spine to the pelvis. And then we work all the way up into the thoracolumbar area, which is a high stress area as well. Is that pretty tender right here?
Yep. Feels good though.
Yeah, it's one of those hurt so good things, yep. And same thing on this left side. Now he's getting most of his numbness and tingling in his left thigh, but his right SI joint is the one that's rotated out of place the most, so that just goes to show you that you can have what's called contralateral type of subluxations or misalignments that cause nerve interference on the opposite side. So it doesn't have to be the side that you're having the numbness on that's actually the problem that causes it. There we go, good. Now, we should check his legs. They should be even now, which they are. And this should feel easier coming up, and his legs should stay even, and they do. Does that feel easier that time?
Yep, sure does.
Very good. So as you can see, Dan's a lot more muscular and athletic than a lot of our smaller patients, so I am going to use the turbinator on him today. And for those of you who are just tuning in, this is a converted Black & Decker jigsaw that I had a patient retool, and we made it into a myofascial release instrument that works very well. This should feel even easier, Dan.
Oh yeah.
Stays even, good. So I am going to go ahead and do the vibratory percussion down here now. This increases circulation and just leaves the patient with a more relaxed feeling than that turbinator does. Stimulates the skin, which is the largest organ in your body, by the way. Most people don't know that. The skin is actually an organ, and it's the largest organ in our body. So we did his pelvic muscles and gluteus medius maximus and piriformis. Now we're doing his paraspinal muscles and his lumbar spine. And I work across the fibers here with transverse friction. And all the way up into his traps and over into his shoulders. Okay, excellent. Yep, he's staying there. Okay, let's turn you on your back now.
On my back?
Yes, sir. Uh-huh. So also what we do when someone has a pinched nerve out of their lower back or their SI joints, we check the stability of their knees. His knees are pretty stable. However, We're going to decompress him from the lower end. Should have felt that in your knee and your back.
Yep.
Good. And the knee's stable over here too. There you go. Good. Feel that one up there too? Yep. Good. Okay. Let's sit you up and face towards Renee there. There we go. Check your shoulders here now. There we go. Good. There we go. And we get the elbows all the way down into the wrist and the hands. There you go. Good. Very good. Dan, would you mind sharing with our YouTube subscribers how you found this and how the treatments have done for you so far?
Yeah, so I just had my first child, and I was up at 3 in the morning, and I'd been having the back and leg pains for a while, and probably stubborn like a lot of you guys, and thinking, it'll go away. But at 3 in the morning with a 2-week-old, for me it was just the final step, and I knew I needed to do something, because I have hopes and dreams of being able to play catch and being able to chase my child and stuff and have fun. But that was the last straw, and so at 3 in the morning I'm on YouTube trying to find what I can do to help this, fix it. And one of the first videos I stumbled across was one of Dr. Johnson's. At the end of the video, the patient mentioned that they were here in Houston. I thought, wow, that's pretty incredible.
Yeah.
The next day I had my wife look, and it was under our insurance umbrella, and
there we are.
called you guys the next day. Yeah.
And now, is anything different in here from your treatment experience than what you saw on our YouTube videos?
No, it was the exact same process. It was reassuring to my first chiropractic experience was here, being able to almost have a game plan and knowing exactly what was going to take place before I got here.
That's great. Thank you for sharing your story with us, Dan. Now let's come over and shoot you. Alright, so we always, at the end of every treatment, will lock the posture and the memory into his cerebellum here. So flex your head forward and backwards again for me, please. So he's got good full range of motion there. He's still a little bit forward, so we're going to have him pull his shoulders up and hold back here. Flare these hands, palms back. That'll tighten up the entire trapezius muscle. And then we're going to bring his head straight back and then looking up at the ceiling. And I'm going to adjust his atlas on the x-axis right here.
Hey.
On both sides. Excellent. Okay, there we go. Now let's have you do that one more time and see if this feels any smoother to you, Dan. See, his range of motion's already improved in both flexion and extension. Take a look at that. You're right down the middle everywhere right now. Very nice. Good. So how's that feel right now?
Feels good. Feels better when I came in.
Okay, good. So the goal is to get people out of pain and get them back to their lives so you can play with these kids as they're growing up. This is your Houston chiropractor, Dr. Gregory Johnson. We'll see you next time.